Okay, so here we are at the Aesthetic Show live in sunny 110-degree Las Vegas, Nevada. We are in the exhibit hall here. It's lunchtime. A lot of activity is going on. So there's it's actually a bunch of well-known things here. One is Dr. David Kent, who is a very well-known, long-standing name in the aesthetics industry. And the other is BTL Aesthetics, which is a well-known company. So this is not your first aesthetic show rodeo.
No, it's not. It's great to be with you. We're real excited with the new technology that we have with M-Sculpt. It's the most amazing device. Our patients love it. We're able to deliver consistent results and literally help to recontour and resculpt their body contour, all with no downtime. It's the only device that targets muscle. There are so many peer-reviewed papers that separate this from all other devices. And what's amazing is this device has been used, and we've treated over 150,000 treatments in the U.S., 0 adverse events.
And that's pretty awesome. And you know, when you walk around a big meeting like this, and this is a big meeting, I mean, there's thousands of people here, hundreds of vendors. There's always some buzzword, and this year it appears to be M-Sculpt, man. I mean, I know you were here last year, and I've been familiar with it, but it seems to really be propagating. So the popularity, I guess, is a result of the effects.
Well, it is, and what's amazing is what our patients tell us. I practice in Macon, Georgia, so all my patients don't spend 6 hours in the gym, going from there to 2 hours at Pilates and then to yoga classes. We have real-world moms and dads who have real problems, and we're able to offer them solutions. And the solutions that we can offer them help their confidence. They love the way they look. Their clothes fit better. They're happy. What's amazing about this technology is that for our consultations, when we have patients come back for follow-ups, they bring their friends in. They bring their significant others in. So it's been wonderful to have something that we can offer patients and give them some consistent results. We're also very excited to have Drew Barrymore as our spokesperson. You know, I've never met the woman. I hope to one day. But she's a real-life person, and I think will really benefit with this.
Well, you know, and that's really cool having a celebrity, but I think what's also cool with Dr. Kent, as he mentioned, science, okay? Because in this day and age, there's so many things out there that, you know, it's put a little flashlight battery on your face or something like that. But let's talk about the science. How does this work?
Well, the way this works is this is a unique technology, and it's electromagnetic energy. So what happens is the target for this is actually muscle. It targets only the motor neuron, so it targets the muscle, so you actually, through science with biopsy studies, it actually builds new muscle fibers and enlarges muscle fibers. And as a byproduct, we actually lose fat. So it's got a great 1-2 punch. And what's remarkable is that this technology was actually FDA approved in 2016. But much to BTL's credit, they wanted to hold this device back and wait till we accumulated peer-reviewed data, peer-reviewed science with CT, ultrasound, MRI, histology, circumference studies, blood draw, and the data is all goes together. What we didn't realize is that when we did the CT study, and Dr. Brian Kennedy did the MRI study, we weren't privy to everybody else's data. But when we pulled it all together, what was amazing was all the data points tracked, almost point for point. So this is based on hard science with proven studies, thousands and thousands of treatments.
Good. And Brian's a friend of mine. You make sure you tell him I said hi.
Sure will.
Wait, how about this, though? It builds muscle and you lose fat. I mean, who wouldn't want to do that, right? It's going to sell itself. Now, are we going to see a demonstration here in a minute?
I believe we do. I think we have somebody lined up to do that with, so it'll be great.
All right. Well, we'll be back in 1 second and see how it works. Okay, very good. So Dr. Kent gave us kind of the rundown here about the science of the electromagnetic stimulation. We have Tomas here. Am I saying it right, buddy? Yeah. And who is actually the international rep in the Czech Republic, correct? And so there are kind of 3 settings and therapies with this machine. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
We because we are performing the super maximal contractions, we have to be physiological, gentle in other way to the muscle. So now we are going through what we call a kind of a warm-up of the muscle. We are having the mid-plank stimulations, and after that preparation phase, when the muscle is really ready for the workout, we do very long, ongoing, not relaxing contractions. So after the warm-up part of the treatment, it's automatically switching for the workout part, where you have 5-second ongoing contractions, which you cannot really perform by the workout. And all that is finished by the single taps, single stimulations, to keep the blood flow in the muscle and to get recovery and relaxing and flush away of any possible toxins from that muscle.
So when you stimulate muscle, you produce lactic acid, and your pulsatile contractions help rid that lactic acid?
Exactly right. But because you can see that she's actually contracting the muscles, but very locally. If you work out at the gym, big part of your body is working, so you can accumulate more of lactic acid. She's not breathing heavily. Her blood is not running out of the energy and oxygen, so the accumulation of lactic acid is not happening that much. But because we do it for people which are aging or people which are not that fit, we want to have the recovery to prevent that happening.
So Gabrielle is beautiful in the first place. I can't imagine her looking any better, but she's undergoing the therapy right now, and we're on the first phase. Is that what we're doing?
We are in the second phase.
Okay, so what's it feel like?
So it just feels like little taps going onto your abdomen, and then when the taps are more intense, your muscles contract just like you're doing a sit-up.
So you can actually feel the muscles contracting?
Oh yeah, it's a strong contraction, but it doesn't hurt. It just feels a little tingly.
Well, that's pretty cool, and from everything I've heard or seen, this is going to be a home run here, and you can see it doesn't hurt. Okay, so Dr. Joe Nyamtu here live at the Aesthetic Show. Now, this is one of my heroes right here, Dr. Brian Kinney, and this guy is pretty amazing, and we have been on multiple continents together.
Yes.
And you are quite an innovator, and when I see your name on something, I know that since you're a well-known guy, you just don't put your name on anything. And
That's true.
So the science behind this seems to be firm. And tell us a little bit about your involvement with the company, Brian.
So I was involved when there were just prototypes, post-approval, prior to the launch. We had 7 centers, 200 patients, CT, MRI, ultrasound, biopsy, blood draw, animal studies, 3D, 2D, and tape measure. 200 patients, and we compared our results. We found a 19% reduction in abdominal wall fat, a 16% hypertrophy of the muscle, an 11% narrowing of the diastasis, a 4 centimeter reduction in abdominal wall, and we saw a doubling of apoptosis. 19, 16, 11, 4, and then the apoptosis. Now we have 12 publications in the literature. They went a year and a half from October 21st, 2016 till April 14 of 2018 doing the studies prior to launch, even though they had an approved device.
Yeah, and that's what Dr. Kent said. Now we have let's look over here because I heard some thumping. Are we in the pulse mode there?
Yeah, this is the recovery phase.
All right.
This is the last phase.
So what's that feel like?
It feels like kind of just my dog is pushing on my stomach with their little paws. Right. So again, it feels like a little jump, but it doesn't hurt.
So Brian, what do you tell patients? How often do they do this? Is this an ongoing therapy?
So a couple of things. We looked at how long to do it. 90 minutes was really not better than 60. 60 was just a little better than 45, and 45 was just a little better than 30, and 30 was way better than 15. So we say 30 minutes. Then we tried multiple times a week, 3 or 4, but unless you're an Olympic athlete, you can't do it day after day after day. So twice a week was good. What we did find was if you do more than twice a week, it's not good, but if you do 3 weeks times 2, it's better than 2 weeks times 2. All of our studies were twice a week for 2 weeks and done. Our results were published at 6 months, and then we published a follow-up at 1 year. Dr. Kent and I pulled our data. At 1 year, basically plus or minus the results held. Our p-values were .001 sometimes, 0.01 most of the time, and a few were 0.05, but we had statistically significant changes in all these values.
Well, that's awesome, buddy. Good to see you again, man. And you're still with us here?
I am.
Okay, so we would like to see your six-pack, but maybe we'll wait a while. All right, thank you, Dr. Kent. Thank you, Dr. Kinney. Thank you, Tomas. Thank you, Gabrielle. BTL Aesthetics live from the Aesthetic Show, Las Vegas, Nevada.